Hello guys and welcome to another Age of Empires 4 casted game. This time we have a little bit of Order of the Dragon action. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 playing as the Order of the Dragon in the color red against his opponent playing as the Malians in the color blue. It is Starflower from the Real team. How about that R? It's the only thing I can pronounce right, guys. Like literally this is the... I've been training my whole life to pronounce the R extensively. I was forced as a child to practice the R, and that's the only thing I can pronounce right. The rest of my English words, you're gonna have to bear with me because I don't think my accent is that good. But I'm trying to improve it. It's something that it really cost me a lot. Hello guys. I know you don't want to eat. There you go. Now you have a little bit of an interesting opening here. Double farm with the Order of the Dragon, which, you know, I don't know how to feel about this. A lot of people do that. A lot of people feel like they just wanna open up with 2 farms with Order of the Dragon because you might as well, you know, stay in your base with your economy and whatnot. And I don't know. I feel it's just cool to watch. I feel it's just cool to watch, and nevertheless, you don't have the economy to build an army just yet. So hey, you know, I might as well think about getting some farms out. Might as well getting some sheep out, and that pretty much enables you to go ahead and scout some sheep in the map, which I think every civilization can do that now. You know, the way scouting worked before when you had 3 ships at your base, like you had to come back to your base really fast, otherwise you will run out of sheep. I feel now it's a little bit better. I feel now things are having a little bit more balance in the sense that it's less RNG, because having more sheep in the start of your base pretty much guarantees that even if you don't fight much sheep, at least you got something, right? Which, you know, leads me to another topic. I'm sure many of you have listened to Ortic's translation. I know the original video is in Spanish. I watch it. Obviously, Spanish is my native language. And I felt like the translation was a little bit filled with a different tone. What kind of teleport is this? But anyway, the translation felt a little bit different. I felt like it's some harsher on the translation, to be honest. Whereas in the when you watch the Spanish video as a Spanish native speaker, you're like, this is cool stuff. You know, it doesn't have the tone. I took it very positively. I took it like, yeah, like this, like he wants to try Stormgate and sees this as a very good opportunity. There are some things he pointed out, but overall it was a very positive tone to it. Like he never said like he will never come back to AoE 4, or like the game is like, you know, very bad competition. It's not like that. It's just in his situation, I think he thinks he's the best to move for another game. That's it. And we took it really good. But somehow, when the translation version came out, which is only the transcript, it's not really the video, it's, you know, the text, it sounded like really with a different tone to it. That's what I can say about this topic, which I know it's been many days since the last one, but it caused a lot of attention, and I wanted to give my point of view on this. So I think overall AoE 4 is looking great. I see a lot of small content creators start getting into YouTube. So some other on Twitch, and they are growing. They're growing. Things are happening. Small events, LAN events. Things are going. It's really exciting, to be honest. It's really exciting. I see that. But anyway, let's get back into the game. Malians are already there with couple of pit mines next to each other. Beautiful spot for the Malian player, can defend 2 pit mines at the same time. Lovely. Meanwhile, Order of the Dragon, what's his strategy? So, just by the looks of it, I think he's just trying to go castle. Like, that's it. And I don't know if that's gonna work with the Malians, just because with the... When you go for Castle Age with Order of the Dragon, there's not so many units out there for you. And the Malians can really overwhelm you. And usually the best conditions for winning when you play against the Malian is just to go attack as soon as possible. If you can in the Dark Age, great. If you can in the Feudal Age, then do it. But not wait until Castle Age, because they're just gonna pump a lot of units and it's just gonna be really hard for you. So I'm really curious how this will turn out for the Order of the Dragon. I'm very unfamiliar with this type of situation where Order of the Dragon just go castle and let the Malian just boom with the cows. See the first cow already there? Plenty of space here for the cow boom. And looks like he's gonna get away with it. And no pressure whatsoever from the Order of the Dragon player, so I think the Malians are gonna be having the time of his life. Now the question is, how are you gonna actually make the Malians pay for their greediness, right? You're being greedy, Malians being greedy, but I feel like the Malians have like a bigger spike on the Castle Age, and it can be really scary. If you fight Malians in the Castle Age, they do have a lot of units. The economy just starts blossoming in the Castle Age, and they will send a lot of units, and it's gonna be really hard for you. Meanwhile, see Order of the Dragon, and just getting that Relic Cathedral just to get all those relics here. Very, very nice timing. Meanwhile, Starflag, nowhere near aging up. It's gonna take some time. I believe if you don't get pressure, I think you can get to the age tree by minute 10. We're already 7 minutes and a half. So I don't think you can ignore the fact that your opponent is actually going for the Relic Cathedral. I don't think you can do that at the moment. And definitely it's a right choice to get some spearmen out. The question is which unit he's gonna make. There you go. Sable is a choice for him. Definitely a good choice, because even if you go Man at Arms, there are some Mutfari warriors that Starflag can put in the field, and they will just do very good against those units. But with very good micro, you can escort this prelate, get the relic, and hopefully your Gilded Knights are still alive. Well, a couple of Donzas are already there. It looks like some walls are coming up here. Not only gonna protect the pit mine, but also protect this relic that should go in favor of Starflag. Should not be losing this. This is a very annoying back, man. I think you cannot just... Sometimes it just doesn't connect. Let's see if that happens now. Let's see if that happens this time. I'm really curious. Come on. I know you can connect. Sometimes it's like when you need to build a wall until the first connection. There you go. So you cannot build a wall all the way, otherwise it's gonna get bugged and you're not gonna be having a wall. So that's very annoying. Very, very annoying. I hope they fix it soon. But anyway, Prelate is out. Let's take a look at another Prelate. He's actually going there for the furthest relic. Let's take a look at Starflag Vision. Looks like already find the first Gilded Knight is like, they don't pay me enough for doing this. A single Gilded Knight is just gonna be able to bring such a nice work, even against 3. I don't think so. I don't think against 3 it's gonna work, but these are expensive units. You don't want to lose them. And I know one way to look at it is like it counts as 2 knights, but in reality it feels a little bit different than that. I feel like losing this is even more painful than losing the... Look at the damage, man. This guy's just Like that's the difference, you know. That's the difference. It's like well attempt. Looks like he's gonna get the scout. There you go. No, not gonna happen. And so far, Starflark in a situation where he needs to go Castle Age now, and his opponent's already on 4 relics. It's gonna be aging up. And I think it's time for Starflark for a payback. Now, there is plenty of gold coming up for the Order of the Dragon. I don't know if he wants to go Imperial. He definitely have the chance. And I think a couple of cannons here can do really good against the Malian. You know, the Malian units that will come to your base really soon. I don't think it's a bad idea, to be honest. I don't think it's a bad idea to just go Imperial and put those cannon emplacements here. It looks like he's macroing for that. Because you need to keep in mind that your opponent has a much better economy. We're already 11 minutes into the game. Let's take a look at the income per minute. Food economy is gonna skyrocket very soon for the Malians. It's gonna start gathering a lot of gold, and it looks like it's gonna be a lot of barracks. Gathering better Musafari warriors. Meanwhile, outposts are already here. Look at that. Call me visionary, man. You always want to put those outposts like in range, kind of like creating like a triangle where whenever your opponent attacks here in the middle, you want to be surrounded like 3 outposts so that one point gets attacked gets the benefit of having all the outposts attacking at the same time. Now the question is it gonna be on time? Like Musafari warriors are already on the queue. Gonna be having many on the field. More walls coming up for Starflark. Starting to secure a little bit, little by little, those segments of the map. Meanwhile, Order of the Dragon just capturing the sacred site, and looks like Imperial Age coming up for him. At any point, you have plenty of resources. There you go, Swabia, a little bit at the front. I don't like this that much, just because if Swabia gets denied, then you get denied all your advantage here. I don't know how Musafari warriors will deal with those Gilded Knights, to be honest, but I reckon they won't have such a good time. Let's take a look at Starflark. Looks like he's about to see the Asia, and he's like, oh my god. Now there is not everything is lost for Starflark if his opponent does go for the Swabia. He's still very ahead economically. Take a look at the income per minute. Now, Order of the Dragon does have 4 relics. You need to keep that in mind. Goes for a raid here with those big guys. He didn't manage to kill many villagers, only 1. Very nice defense coming from Starflark. Looks like he decides, you know what, I'm not attacking anymore. Actually gonna go for defending. And things are gonna get really hard at the moment. Order of the Dragon are already on Imperial Age, under the 14-minute mark. Meaning we may get some archers. Like, if you go man-at-arms, Musafari warriors are technically the counter for it. They do extra damage against anti-armor, heavy armor units. So, plus 15 against heavy, so you don't wanna go man-at-arms against these guys. Monk. Gotta be sacrificed here on the east. Meanwhile, cannon emplacements coming soon for him. There you go, another outpost here. Just to secure that if opponent comes in this area to fight, you already have a couple of outposts. And you have to deal with those 2 at the same time. Meanwhile, Starflark knows that things can get a little bit nasty. Start securing with big walls all his resources as soon as he can. No big gold vein yet, but he does have plenty of gold economy. I wonder what's his plan now. Looks like we're gonna see a Sofa transition. Has plenty of military buildings. Looks like he's ready to attack at this point. Getting the +2 range armor, or is it just gonna be really hard with those cannon emplacements? And cannon placements are already there. And bam. Just like that. You won't be able to attack in this area. You need to find another one. There's another outpost here, but it's just, you know, arrow slitting placement. Not a big deal. Another outpost, meaning all this area for the farms is pretty much secure. Barracks coming out for Order of the Dragon. Never mind. He says, actually, I'm gonna go for archer range. And definitely, that's what I will go to as well. I mean, archers and crossbows for the Order of the Dragon are really, really good. And actually, Land Connect, I never thought of it, but Land Connect is the perfect combo to deal with anything that Starflag is actually what wants to make. At this point, you may think about even going for a second down center, but I don't think going for Imperial Age against Order of the Dragon is actually a very good choice. A couple of rams from different directions. It looks like he will start ramming his opponent, but it's just gonna be really hard to push here. Need a couple of rams with emergency repairs and cannon placements already coming for him. It's gonna get really hard. Meanwhile, hand cannoneers coming up for Order of the Dragon. So these are really good units. Villager's gonna be taking down that ram. No units nearby, so it looks like he's gonna be able to take it down. Mustafari Warriors doing plenty of damage to those Gilded Knights. Look at that. Mustafari Warriors showing who's the boss here. And at this point, even if there is a cannon there, I would just love to just send more units. Just like that, look, Order of the Dragon already have more villagers. Defensive wall of law. Some units will get converted. Unfortunately for him, some of them got blocked or something. Land Connect doing God's work. These are already elite Land Connect, so gonna be dealing quite a lot of damage here. Take a look at the damage of the Land Connect, guys. Gonna love to see it. Bam. And no AoE damage. Countering placements already pretty much everywhere in the map. Gold is not needed because you already have 4 relics. And the Malians struggling to cause any kind of damage. At this point, you may think about some trebuchets. But with all those Land Connect, I feel like it's gonna be really hard. Even with those Mustafari, 4 Land Connect here, you just do so much damage. 25 damage. So 4 of them pretty much one-shot everything of his army here if they are really close. And he has more than 4 Land Connect, so this is a fight I would love to see. Starflag going again. Let's get to it. And Land Connect just gonna scare all that army. That's this unit. Come on. There you go. We couldn't see it. I only hear cannon placements everywhere. Like these base, pretty much uncontestable, man. Uncontestable. Another outpost here, probably for another cannon. Meanwhile, switch for archers gonna be starting soon for Order of the Dragon. And poison arrows. I think this is the right switch. Definitely the right switch. Some archers will do really nice against everything that you see here. Mustafari Warriors not so much because of the Land Connect. But other than that, I think archers can really be the play here against all those units. He doesn't have any armor unit. And archers with poison arrows, they're just gonna be really good. Meanwhile, more units coming for the Malians. Poison arrows, technology that always takes a lot of time, 48 seconds. And meanwhile, Order of the Dragon not really needed to go out in the map yet. Just because you have all that passive gold income, and you have pretty much infinite food with your farms, you don't really need to go out. Starflark scouting if he's going for another gold vein. Already have the sofas yet, but it's just not really interested on gold at the moment. Now numbers for Starflark starting to get really scary, to be honest. The problem is those cannon emplacements, those emergency repairs. The problem is getting inside. It's just gonna be really sad. University upgrades looks like bot players are gonna be having a switch for archers, and Order of the Dragon archers already have +3 range armor because of the what was the name of this? Dragon scale, something like that. Like they do give extra arrow defense for all those archers, which pretty much makes them one of the best archers in the game. In the late game, I think. They're on par probably with the composite bows with the Abbasid archers, but these guys are really good. Slowly staying in his base, no need to go out yet. I feel like there's a missed opportunity for Starflark to actually just capturing the sacred sites and forcing his opponent to go out and decap those sacred sites. Meaning, if he tries to go out, he eventually will have a very small army because he's losing fights trying to decap the sacred sites. But now I feel like Starflark is just letting him just build a big mass of units, and you already see quite a lot of archers already, hand cannoneers. If there's a civilization that can get away without siege, it's this one. It's like Starflark is just massing more and more units. This is a big push, man. This is a big push. 124 military units, more to come. It's almost pretty much pop cap. It's like the Malian ratio, like where you have a lot of units. Your villagers not even catch up with the economy, and you already have so many units. Looks like he's waiting for that Imperial age. I mean, makes sense, right? You already have the numbers. You get to Imperial. If you go to Imperial and then you upgrade all those units, suddenly you have a chance. And now Order of the Dragon archers just dealing with all those units. The villagers not even close to build the Fort of Huntress. Gotta be careful with those land connect. Looks like he cancels the ASAP. A terrible timing to ASAP. Just right in the middle of a fight. And just like that. Look at the military numbers for Starflark. He went for 124 to 66. And now the one who's pop capped is Order of the Dragon. He may need a little bit of help to take down this wall. But looks like the possibility of going Imperial Age is no longer there for him. He's now building more and more units. And Starflark now fighting with a disadvantage. There's just so many archers here, 38 of them. It's like seeing 70 something archers on the field. And they do attack fast. These guys are fast. Meanwhile, Fort of Huntress, somewhere in this map. Looks like it's gonna be here. Villagers gonna get pulled. Looks like it's denying the big gold vein, but there is a keep already here for our Order of the Dragon friends. So gold being denied for bot players, actually. Not gonna be able to gather any gold there. But the guy who needs the gold the most is the Malian player. He doesn't have the relics. And he cannot get any unit now. He have very little gold income. Siege workshops already there for Starflark. Probably a bombard or two just to deal with this. Anyway, let's take a look at his base. No farms yet, and he taps out. He says he cannot push into the Order of the Dragon base. It's too hard. We'll play by these two players, and I hope you enjoyed this match, and I will see you in the next one.